At this time, I'd like to tell you what the rules are for the Scholars Bowl. Each of you may have 4 students at the table at any given time. Questions are taken from the following subject areas: math, science, social studies, English, and general knowledge. All questions have a value of 1 point. There is 1 point penalty for incorrect answers. Decisions of the judges are final. All teams are required to display good sportsmanship throughout the competition. Anyone displaying poor sportsmanship will be warned once by the judge. If a team, advisor, or non-participating member representing a school continues to exhibit unsportsmanlike conduct, the team will forfeit the match. Unsportsmanlike conduct includes giving silly answers just to prevent another team from scoring. The first round will be 20 questions in each half. The second round will be 25 questions in each half, and the final round will be 30 questions in each half. The answer time is 10 seconds. Math questions will be 15 seconds long.
Question number 1. General knowledge. Which Indian princess married
Peoria.
Pocahontas.
That is correct.
Nice.
Math. The record for the greatest number of little chocolate donuts consumed is 840 in 4 1/4 hours. If Big Susan averages 4 per minute, she will beat that record by how many minutes?
Time.
The answer is 45. Science. At extremely cold temperatures, certain materials lose all electrical resistance and become
Peoria.
Conductive.
That is correct. Social studies. When a river flows directly into a shallow sea, sediments may form in a large triangular deposit.
Ironwood.
Delta.
That is correct. Science. Which heat transfer process is illustrated by water at the bottom of a pot expanding and rising?
Peoria.
Boiling.
That is not correct.
Time.
Answer is convection. Social studies. The country of Denmark and the Jutland Peninsula separate what 2 major seas?
Time.
The answer is the North and the Baltic Seas. Science multiple choice. Which is not a constellation? A, Castor, B, Cygnus, C, Cepheus, D, Capricorn, E, Cassiopeia.
Peoria.
Castor.
That is correct. Math. If, quotation mark, a pint's a pound the world around, end quote, what standard quantity used to measure water flow weighs 62.4 pounds?
Time.
The answer is 1 cubic foot. General knowledge. Which item was invented in River Forest, Illinois in 1930 to fill the need for an inexpensive dessert during the Depression? In 2000, President Clinton put one in the National Millennium Time Capsule.
Ironwood.
Twinkie.
That is correct.
There's a scoop of that. Never go back.
Social studies. What Dutch sailor is credited with discovering what was known then as Van Diemen's Land?
Time.
Answer is Abel Tasman. Math. What does the mathematical equation a squared plus b squared? That is correct. Science, multiple choice. The rate at which food is metabolized is controlled by the A, liver, B, pancreas, C, thyroid gland, D, adrenal cortex, or E, pituitary gland.
Ironwood.
Thyroid gland.
That is correct. General knowledge. Which First Lady conducted the first ever televised tour of the White House?
Peoria.
President Kennedy's wife, Jackie.
That is correct. Social studies. Particularly as practiced at the beginning of the 19th century, the policy and act of seizing people for public service was called what?
Time.
Answer is impressment. English, multiple choice. Who was, quotation marks, a wild boy who showed no respect for age or station but flew about on golden...
Peoria.
Peter Pan?
That is not correct. But flew about on golden wings, shooting barbed arrows at random, setting hearts on fire.
Ironwood.
Cupid.
That is not correct. Answer is Eros. Science, multiple choice. Absolute zero equals a temperature of how many degrees Celsius?
Ironwood.
Negative 273
That is correct. Math, multiple choice. An ivory-handled snow shovel with a list price of $320.50 is first discounted by 10% and then by an additional 2%. What is the new price of the item? A, $192.65. B, $256.45. C, $270.88. D, $282.68. E, $186.
Peoria.
D.
That is correct. General knowledge. Which president is on the $1 bill?
Ironwood.
George Washington.
That is correct. Social studies. Because it moved the presidential and vice presidential inauguration dates from March 4th to January 20th, what amendment to the U.S. Constitution is also known as the lame duck amendment?
Ironwood.
22nd?
That is not correct.
Time.
Answer is 20th. English multiple choice. Which Hans Christian Andersen's stories develops from a special mirror invented by a wicked hobgoblin? A, the tinderbox, B, the snow queen, C, the ugly duckling, D, the steadfast tin soldier, or E, the shepherdess and the sweep?
Time.
Answer is the Snow Queen. That is the last question in round one, first half. Second half, round one, general knowledge. In 1985, a collection of the music industry's biggest stars, led by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie.
Peoria.
We Are the World.
That is correct. Math. An inscribed angle intercepts a 60-degree arc. What is the measure of this angle?
Ironwood.
30 degrees.
That is correct. Science. During the heat of the day, fish will often move into deeper, colder water. This is partly because warm water contains less of what element than...
Peoria.
Oxygen.
That is correct. Social studies. The Battle of Cold Harbor in 1864 was part of General Grant's campaign to capture what city, serving as the Confederate capital?
Ironwood.
Richmond.
That is correct. Science. The recommended treatment for burns involves cooling the injured area with plain cold water. Cooling large body areas with ice is not recommended because that treatment could induce...
Peoria.
Shock.
That is correct. Social studies. This siege lasted from September 1941 to January 1944. Name the Russian city that withstood this on...
Peoria.
Leningrad.
That is correct. Science, multiple choice. Infections are usually accompanied by A, coagulation and salivation, B, defecation and eye dilation, C, inflammation and irritation.
Ironwood.
C.
That's correct. Math, multiple choice. The sieve of Eratosthenes.
Ironwood.
Prime numbers.
That's correct. Didn't even get that one out. General knowledge. In 1971, the province of East Pakistan.
Ironwood.
Bangladesh.
That is correct. Social studies. The only Civil War soldier executed for war crimes had been the commandant of what Confederate military prison?
Time.
Andersonville. You'll have to translate one for me. Okay. Okay, math. In modulo 12, what is the sum of 15?
Ironwood.
20.
That is not correct.
Repeat the question.
In modulo 12, what is the sum of 15 and 3?
Time.
The answer is 6. Science, multiple choice. Fritz Haber's conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia paved the way for the first synthetic A, fuels, B, vitamins, C, narcotics, D, fertilizers.
Peoria.
D, fertilizers.
That is correct. General knowledge. What movie did Harrison Ford play a police officer protecting an Amish boy?
Time.
The answer is Witness. Social studies. As British forces were torching Washington and everyone was fleeing, she stayed behind.
Peoria.
Dolly Madison.
That is correct. English multiple choice. Which nouns illustrate qualities? A, evolution, emotion, B, ownership, statehood, C, integrity, durability.
Peoria.
C.
That's correct. Science multiple choice. He conceived of a worldwide cold period when areas as far apart as North America and Germany had been glaciated. This scientist, who introduced the idea of an ice age in the geological sequence, was A. Luis Alvarez, B. Louis Agassiz, C. Gregor Mendel, D. Alfred Wegener, E. Charles Darwin.
Time.
Answer is B. Louis Agassiz. Math. Name the limit of this sequence. 3, 3.1, 3.14.
Ironwood.
Pi.
That is correct. General knowledge. What piece of furniture is associated with Modred, Percival, Gawain, Arthur, and
Ironwood.
Table. Round table.
that's correct.
All right.
Social studies. These plains are adjacent to what continent? I'm sorry, that was a multiple choice. A, Bellingshausen Abyssal Plain. B, Enderby Abyssal Plain. C, Waddell Abyssal Plain. D, Wilkes Abyssal Plain. Answer is Antarctica. English multiple choice. The name of which bird is a homophone for a term that means a rudimentary mixture of two or more languages? A, egret, B, pigeon, C, grouse, D, condor, E, swallow.
Time.
Answer is B, pigeon. And that was the last question.
Very good. I will tell you, in all the years that we have been doing this, we've never had a tie. So we will have a tiebreaker of 5 questions. Team coaches, you may speak to your teams. You'll have 2 minutes. And then we will, you may change team members. You can put an alternate in if you wish. We will have 2 minutes. We will be clearing the score, and we will begin with 0-0. There are 5 questions in the tiebreaker.
Okay, question number 1 in the tiebreaker, general knowledge. What is the 3-letter abbreviation for one agency of the U.S. government that acts as a watchdog for environmental matters?
Ironwood.
EPA.
That is correct. English. What is the first word in the adjective clause in this example? The brains Igor has retrieved from the cemetery have been of varying quality.
Ironwood.
Varying.
Say it again.
Varying.
That is not correct.
Peoria.
Of.
That is not correct. The answer is Igor. Social studies multiple choice. Which is true? A, Nova Scotia is a prairie province. B, the Yukon Territory borders Montana. C, British Columbia's capital is Edmonton. D, Ontario is between Manitoba and Quebec. E, the Canadian term for mountains is muskeg.
Peoria.
D.
That is correct. Science. Cirrhosis, a disease provoked by alcoholism, affects what organ?
Ironwood.
Liver.
That is correct. Science. This bird is the smallest, some only 2 inches long.
Peoria.
Hummingbird.
That is correct.
Okay, you're killing me here. All right, we will clear the score again, and there are 5 more questions.
Question number 1, science. What is the name for a facility that separates oil into a variety of petrochemicals such as...
Peoria.
A refinery?
That is correct. General knowledge. During May 2011, which Missouri town was completely destroyed by an F5 tornado?
Ironwood.
Tuscaloosa.
That is not correct.
Time.
Answer is Joplin. English. In his Resistance to Civil Government, Thoreau suggested what form of civil disobedience later employed by Mohandas Gandhi?
Ironwood.
Nonviolent protests.
That is not correct.
Time.
Answer is passive resistance. Social studies. What president said this? We have used the bomb in order to shorten the agony of war, in order to save...
Ironwood.
Truman?
That is correct. General knowledge. According to Thomas Edison, what is it that is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration?
Ironwood.
Baseball.
That is not correct.
Is that the last question, Mrs. Babina? Okay, the winner of the first round then is Peoria High School.
Do you want the answer to that?
Oh, what is the answer to that?
Genius.
Okay, very good. All right, so with a score of 1, Peoria High School, -2, Ironwood, Peoria High School moves on. So congratulations to them, and thank you very much, Ironwood High School.
Oh my gosh. That was most nerve-wracking.
All right. If everybody will have a seat, we will begin the second match of the first round.
Question number 1, science multiple choice. The biome with the coldest year-round temperature is the A, taiga, B, tundra.
Liberty.
Tundra.
That is correct. General knowledge multiple choice. This is the title of a biography about whom? I lift my lamp. A, Clara Barton. B, Emma Lazarus. C, Susan B. Anthony. D, Harriet Tubman. E, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Time.
Answer is Emma Lazarus. Social studies. Tribunes, praetors, and consuls were officials in the government.
Liberty.
Roman government.
That is correct. English. What American novel begins as follows? The cold passed reluctantly from the earth, and the retiring fogs revealed an army stretched out on the hills resting.
Liberty.
The Red Badge of Courage.
That is correct. Science, multiple choice. Which substance left outside on a winter's night would feel coldest when picked up and held for a few seconds? A, wood. B, metal.
Liberty.
Metal.
That is correct. Math. In a certain Venn diagram, you see a small oval labeled cats. Inside a larger oval labeled felines. Express this diagram in words.
Liberty.
Not all, all cats are felines, but not all felines are cats.
That is correct. General knowledge, multiple choice. Who illustrated her own children's stories? A, Helen Keller. B, Mary Shelley. C, Joy Adamson. D, Beatrix Potter.
Liberty.
D.
That is correct. Social studies. The flag of what Asian nation includes a red circle on a white back?
Raymond S. Kellis.
Japan.
That is correct. English multiple choice. The mouth of the river that is the setting for Huckleberry Finn is closest to A, New York, B, Charleston, C, Brownsville, D, Minneapolis, E, New Orleans.
Raymond S. Kellis.
E.
That is correct. Science multiple choice. What branch of physics deals with the production and study of phenomena which occur at very cold temperatures? A, cosmology. B, acoustics. C, ballistics. D, kinematics.
Liberty.
D.
That is not correct. Or E, cryogenics.
Raymond S. Kellis.
E.
That is correct. Math. At 4 miles per hour, it takes exactly 1 hour for Abe to walk to school in a blinding blizzard. How many minutes would it take for him if he were to walk 5 miles per hour?
Liberty,
40.
That is not correct.
Raymond S. Kellis,
48.
That is correct. General knowledge and multiple choice. In what year did the first modern Olympics open in Athens? A, 1914, B, 1896, C, 1898, D, 1900.
Time.
Answer is B, 1896. Social studies. The Green River, the Dolores River, and the San Juan River flow into the Colorado River. Therefore, what four-syllable term describes these rivers?
Liberty,
Tributaries?
That is correct. English, multiple choice. Identify the definition of the word diffident. A, argumentative. B, unmatched. C, shy.
Raymond S. Kellis,
A.
That is not correct.
Liberty,
Shy.
That is correct. Math. How many cups of coffee can be taken from an urn which holds 8 gallons?
Liberty,
128.
That is correct. General knowledge. These people were masters of what instrument? Arthur Rubinstein, Vladimir Horowitz, Van Cliburn, and Franz Liszt.
Time.
Piano. Science, multiple choice. Which combination of wind speed and temperature would make a person feel coldest? A, wind speed of 5 and air temperature of negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. B, wind speed of 10 and the air temperature negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. C, 15 miles an hour wind speed and air temperature of negative 20 degrees. D, wind speed 20, air temperature 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Or E, 35 mile an hour winds and air temperature of 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Time.
Answer is 15 mile an hour winds with a negative 20 degrees. General knowledge. Due to a rapid drop in surface temperature, there is a semi-permanent fog belt where the cold Labrador Current meets what major warm current?
Time.
Answer is Gulf Stream. Social studies. What was the nickname of the man who led a successful guerrilla war in the Carolinas against British troops under General Cornwallis during the American Revolution?
Time.
Answer is Swamp Fox. Math, multiple choice. Penn's 3-gallon pail is 2 pints short of being full. Teller's 5-gallon bucket is 2 quarts short of full. How many gallons do they have? A, 6.5, B, 6 3/4, C, 7 1/4, D, 7.5, or E, 7 3/4?
7 3/4?
That is not correct.
Time.
The answer is 7 1/4. And that is the last question for that round.
Okay, there will be a 3-minute intermission. Coaches, you may speak to your team members, and you may also substitute alternates if you wish to do that at this time. All right, please have a seat, and we will begin the second half of the first round. The score currently is Liberty 6, Raymond S. Kellis 3.
Math. 1 lap around the Broken Bow High School track is 440 yards. How many times would you have to run around this track to cover 2 miles?
Raymond S. Kellis.
9 times?
That is not correct.
Time.
The answer is 8. General knowledge, multiple choice. In Kipling's The Jungle Book, Mowgli is raised by A, apes, B, lions, C, wolves.
Liberty.
Wolves.
That is correct. Social studies. What South American nation received its name from the stilt houses on Lake Maracaibo that reminded Amerigo Vespucci of a distinctive city in his native Italy?
Time.
Answer is Venezuela. English, multiple choice. This line is from a poem about whom? He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. A, Dr. Fell, B, Hiawatha, C, Mike Fink, D, Sam McGee, E, Huckleberry Finn.
Time.
Answer is D, Sam McGee. English. Name calling is a common form of propaganda, but a more subtle use of that technique involves words with negative meanings. For example, detractors of a fiscally conservative legislator might call her stingy, while supporters would call her thrifty. Both terms have similar denotations.
Liberty.
But different connotations?
That is correct. General knowledge, multiple choice. Where would you find a bride going from door to door to collect wedding presents in a pillowcase? A, Canada, B, Finland, C, Wales, D, Australia.
Time.
The answer is Finland. Kind of a neat idea. General knowledge. In The Ordeal by Cold Water, the accused was bound and tossed into a river. How would the judge know that the accused was guilty?
Raymond S. Kellis.
She would float?
That is correct. I have he would float, but I would take she would float. Science multiple choice. Which are not cold-blooded? A, frogs, B, salmon, C, parakeets, D, earthworms, E, rattlesnakes.
Liberty.
Parakeets.
That is correct. Social studies. Who, according to Longfellow, uttered these words? John Alden, You have betrayed me. You have fed at my board and drunk at my cup, to whose keeping I have entrusted my honor. Let there be nothing between us save war and implacable hatred.
Time.
Miles Standish. Science multiple choice. Water droplets form on the outside surface of a cold can of...
Raymond S. Kellis.
Condensation.
That is correct. Math, multiple choice. A small standard deviation indicates that A, scores are equal above and below the mean, B, the median equals the mode, C, scores are grouped closely around the mean, D, the distribution is normal, E, the range is large.
Raymond S. Kellis.
The scores are grouped around the mean.
That is correct. General knowledge, multiple choice. An outline drawing of an object uniformly filled with black is A, wash, B, mobile, C, collage, D, still life, E, silhouette.
Liberty.
E. Silhouette.
That is correct. English. What form of poetry is illustrated below? All the world is cold, my fishing line is trembling in the autumn wind.
Liberty.
Haiku.
That is correct. Social studies. If it is 11 a.m. at the prime meridian, what time is it at 30 degrees west longitude?
Time.
Answer is 9 a.m. Science multiple choice. The two coldest planets are A, Jupiter and Mars, B, Saturn and Pluto.
Raymond S. Kellis.
Saturn and Pluto.
That is not correct. C, Pluto and Neptune, D, Mercury and Venus, E, Uranus and Neptune.
Liberty.
E.
That is not correct. Answer is Pluto and Neptune, C.
I'd like to make a challenge. Pluto isn't a planet.
This one's for you.
We'll give you another science question then, so we need to add on 2 points, one for Kellis and one for Liberty.
General knowledge, multiple choice. The simultaneous presentation of 3 or more tones is A, slur, B, chord, C.
Liberty. Chord.
That is correct. Social studies. This passage is about what country? In 1789, the National Assembly abolished feudalism and drew up a Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, proclaiming that men are born and remain free and equal in rights.
Liberty.
France.
That is correct. Math. In a certain committee meeting, 10% of the members grandstanded while the remaining 27 remained silent. How many were on the committee?
Raymond S. Kellis.
30.
That is correct. English. What story begins with these words? Day had broken cold and gray when the man turned aside from the main Yukon Trail and climbed the high earth bank where a dim trail led eastward through the fat spruce.
Time.
Answer is to build a fire. Science multiple choice. The coldest days of the year in the northern hemisphere typically occur around A, late January, B, early November, C, the vernal equinox, D, the winter solstice, or E, the autumnal equinox.
Time.
A, late January. Science. This passage is about what animal? They look like shaggy-haired elephants with long curling tusks. They roamed the plains of Europe and North America during the Ice Ages.
Raymond S. Kellis.
Mammoth?
What did you say?
Mammoth?
Take that.
Yes, that's correct. That's it.
All right, that's the end of that round. And so we have Liberty 13 and Raymond S. Kellis 7. Liberty High School will move on to the second round.